There is a type of pain that doesn't come from the physical body. It's not a fracture, it's not a torn muscle, it's not the body succumbing to the weight of an intense season. It's the pain that is born inside, right in the center of the chest, in that place where the passion for a jersey, for a shield, for an entire city transforms into fuel for living. It is this pain that every true Green Bay Packers fan felt on that cold night in Chicago, a pain well known to those who truly love an American football team, but this time it arrived dressed in a way that few expected. Soldier Field is not just any place in the history of the Packers. Those stands have witnessed epic battles, have felt the biting cold of the American Midwest mixed with the heat of rivalries that span generations. And it was exactly there, in that stadium laden with memories and scars, that Green Bay's season was buried in a way that will hurt for a long time. It wasn't just any defeat, it was a comeback. One of those comebacks that are etched into the collective memory of a fan base as a mark that never completely fades. The Packers arrived in Chicago carrying the weight of an inconsistent season, marked by highs and lows that tested the patience of even the most loyal fan. 4 consecutive losses before the playoffs were already a sign that something wasn't working right. But when the wild card game began, when the players took the field and the ball was finally put into play, it seemed that that dark and unstable version of the team had been left behind. The first half was a statement. It was the Green Bay we all want to see, that team that dominates, that controls, that suffocates the opponent with intelligence and talent. Jordan Love conducted the offense like a maestro on his best night. Every pass was a sentence. Every field read was an irrefutable argument that this quarterback has everything it takes to be great in this league. The touchdowns kept falling, the lead kept growing, and for a few precious moments, it seemed that the Packers were going to close that chapter with authority. Christian Watson opened the scoring in the first quarter with that undeniable talent that makes him such a dangerous weapon when he's working. Jaden Reed and Romeo Doubs completed the fest, and the score reflected exactly what was happening on the field. Green Bay was on another level. But American football is unforgiving to those who think the job is done before the final whistle, and that's a lesson the Packers learned the hard way that night. 21-3. It seemed like a definitive message to the world. It seemed like the premature end of a discussion that hadn't even properly begun. It seemed that way, but it wasn't. The second half began, and something changed on that field. It wasn't a sudden change. It wasn't a bolt of lightning. It was gradual, insidious, almost imperceptible at first. The Bears woke up. The crowd rose to their feet, and the Packers, point by point, let slip what seemed unmissable. That's the cruelest side of the sport. It's not when you lose by a lot and early on. It's when you had everything in your hands and saw it slipping through your fingers without being able to hold on. DeAndre Swift was the first to drive a stake into the green and yellow heart, scoring the Bears' first touchdown and lighting a flame that shouldn't have been lit. The Packers' defense, which had performed well enough in the first half, began to show cracks. And when a defense cracks under pressure in the playoffs, the cracks quickly become holes. The lead was dwindling. With each Bears offensive series, the score became closer. And then came Matthew Golden, a rookie, a name that most Green Bay fans didn't even know well before that game, scoring a touchdown that gave the Chicago franchise a dangerous lifeline. It was the Bears' answer every time the Packers tried to breathe. It was fate doing what it does best, making everything more dramatic, more painful, harder to process. And it was at that moment, with the game still alive and the Packers in the lead, that everything really began to crumble. The Bears' 2-point conversion, the extra point missed by Brandon McManus, who missed the extra point and left a gap on the scoreboard that would be fatally exploited. Every detail, every small decision, every fraction of a second began to matter in a way that destroys nerves and corrodes souls. Caleb Williams. That name will echo in the heads of Packers fans for a long time. The Bears quarterback, young, talented, and eager to prove his worth, found DJ Moore in the end zone and completed what seemed impossible hours before. The comeback was complete. The score that had been built with so much work, with so much quality football, had been destroyed in the final minutes by a team that simply refused to die. 31-27. That score will stick, not as just any number, but as a symbol of everything that can go wrong when a team can't maintain intensity for 4 full quarters. The NFL playoffs are unforgiving. There's no credit for the first half when the second half goes in the wrong direction. There's no moral victory. There's no real consolation for an elimination that hurts this much. Jordan Love played well. This needs to be said clearly, because it would be dishonest to claim otherwise. His numbers were impressive. His field reading was sophisticated, and there are moments in that game where he showed exactly why so many believe he is one of the best quarterbacks of this generation. But American football is a team sport, and when the team collapses, no individual performance is enough to hold the result. Malik Willis, the backup, who many consider one of the best in that position among those on the bench, didn't get the chance to come in and change the story. The narrative was written by others, and it was cruel to the Wisconsin franchise. Cruel to a fan base that is passionate in a way that few can understand if they have never experienced it. Because being a Green Bay Packers fan is not a casual choice. It's not rooting for a trendy team. It's carrying a legacy. It's feeling the weight of a rich history, of titles that defined eras, of players who became legends not only of a sport, but of an entire culture. It's knowing that you are part of something bigger, of a community that recognizes itself through its love for green, for yellow, for the shield that carries the G that means much more than just a letter. And that's exactly why this defeat hurts so much. It's not just losing a playoff game. It's seeing a season that had everything to be historic end in the most bitter way possible. It's waking up the next morning knowing that the Bears will continue while the Packers already need to start thinking about next season. It's swallowing the fact that the comeback the Bears made will be celebrated by them in the same way the Packers would like to be celebrating. But that's exactly what separates the true fans from the rest. The ability to face the pain head on, not to look away, to feel everything that needs to be felt, and then, when the time passes and the wound heals, to rise again. Because the Green Bay Packers have been at rock bottom before. They've gone through dark nights, eliminations that seemed like the end of the world, seasons that promised a lot and delivered little. And each of those nights, the fans came back. They came back stronger, hungrier, more determined to see their team lift the trophy once more. Because that's how true love for a team works. It doesn't end when things get tough. It deepens. It takes even firmer root in the soul of those who can't imagine life without that shield, without that jersey, without that unique feeling of seeing the Packers on the field. Jordan Love will return. The Packers will return. And when this franchise returns to the playoffs with all its best, with the hunger that a painful elimination like this creates, the world of American football will feel it. Because Green Bay is not a team that accepts failure as its destiny. It's a team that transforms pain into motivation, that uses each defeat as fuel for something greater. The night in Chicago was dark. It was cold. It was cruel in the way only the playoffs know how to be. But the dawn will come. And when it does, it will come with the green and yellow more vibrant than ever.